holy shit. He said, what?
Record of a Miss Rachel Meghan Markle who gave birth to a child in 1997.
And she's been married. She's already has a kid from someone, or divorced. I mean, everything you're not supposed to be in a...
Oh my God. According to whispers spreading online, Meghan Markle may have had a secret child a long time ago. And to make the situation messier, Meghan allegedly abandoned her secret child before Prince Harry ever entered the picture. She allegedly had this secret baby when she was a teenager. And if the rumors are true, Meghan's secret baby would now be in her 30s. Now get this, these aren't just baseless rumors. Apparently, there is evidence to back up all these allegations. We're talking about sealed court records in Las Vegas, a mysterious missing year in Meghan's official timeline, and a name that keeps coming up, the Giuliano family. Insiders allege that Meghan's teenage marriage, the one so quickly annulled it barely made the tabloids, wasn't just a youthful mistake. They claim it ended in secrecy because Meghan had given birth. But here's the kicker, those court records are sealed. Why? What is so sensitive that decades later, they remain locked away? Guys, this story has a lot of holes that make Meghan look extremely guilty. So grab your seats and let's dive into the biggest scandal the royal family are fighting hard to avoid.
In 2008, she was one of the Giuliano girls that were caddies that I pawned them off as caddies to the highest bidders. She was so loved, and you know, good for her. You know, I'm laughing because I'm like, good for her. I mean, she met this, you know, and she made a great life for herself. Good for her.
And had the fairy tale now with the baby.
She's the fairy tale now with the baby. But good for her. I mean, Jesus, she's she's everything you're not supposed to be. Multi-ethnic, and she's been married. She's already has a kid from someone, or divorced. I mean, everything you're not supposed to be in a...
Now, there have been plenty of strange royal rumors over the year, but few have sparked as much fascination and debate as the latest whispers surrounding Meghan Markle. In the world of royalty and celebrity, Meghan's story is one of the most compelling in recent memory. From Hollywood actress to Duchess of Sussex, her marriage to Prince Harry catapulted her into the global spotlight, where every move has been scrutinized, praised, or criticized in equal measure. However, now, a shocking claim threatens to shake the foundation of her carefully curated public image. According to resurfaced speculation, Meghan may have had a secret daughter long before her royal chapter ever began, a child allegedly born during her teenage years. And if true, this revelation could rewrite everything the public thinks they know about her. You see, many people would be shocked to discover that Meghan Markle's path to motherhood may not have started with Archie or Lilibet at all. In fact, whispers suggest it began long before the world ever knew her name. Back in her teenage years, Meghan was romantically linked to Joe Giuliano. Their relationship, according to resurfaced report, quickly escalated, and by the time she was nearly 20, the two were allegedly married. But here's where it gets explosive. The timeline points to something far more scandalous. You see, the two are rumored to have had a child, and sources claim their daughter, Noel, was born around 1999, a detail that has fueled endless speculation about whether Meghan has been hiding an entire chapter of her life from the public. Now, the whispers all seem to circle back to what many now call Meghan's missing year, a mysterious chapter in her life that, strangely, has never been fully explained. Officially, Meghan has always said she took a gap year after high school, a year to travel, to find herself, before she went off to Northwestern University. But not everyone is convinced that's the whole truth. You see, rumors seem to suggest that this so-called gap year wasn't about exploring the world at all. Instead, they believe it was a carefully constructed cover story, one that conveniently hides Meghan's teenage marriage, which insiders say was a rushed annulment, and most explosively, the alleged birth of the said secret daughter. And here's where things take an even darker turn. Court records from Las Vegas, tied directly to this shadowy moment in Meghan's past, remain sealed to this very day. Think about that, decades later, files about a supposed short-lived marriage are still locked away, hidden from public view. Why? If it was nothing more than a youthful mistake, why go to such lengths to keep the details buried? Insiders argue that this secrecy suggests something far more sensitive, something that could shatter the narrative Meghan has worked so hard to build. Because let's be honest, in Hollywood, and especially in the royal family, image is everything. And if there really was a secret marriage, or even more shocking, a secret child, then that missing year becomes more than just a mystery. It becomes the key to understanding a side of Meghan Markle the world was never meant to see. Now, according to reports, the Giuliano family quietly stepped in, raising the child in silence, with Meghan never once publicly acknowledging her. And if that's true, it doesn't just change Meghan's story, it raises serious ethical questions about her choices and the long-lasting impact on the daughter she allegedly left behind. Here's where it gets even more dramatic. The Giulianos, by all accounts, were traditional, private, family-oriented people who believed in stability. Meghan, on the other hand, has always seemed driven by a desire to escape, to reinvent herself, to climb higher than anyone expected. This supposed arrangement, leaving her child behind so she could chase her ambitions, might have given her the clean slate she wanted, but the cost? A daughter who allegedly grew up without her mother, and that's not all. Adding fuel to the fire are the persistent rumors that the Giuliano family didn't just stay quiet, they actively protected Meghan's secret. Some claim they sheltered or raised the child, keeping her away from the spotlight, while Meghan carefully rewrote her past. No evidence has ever surfaced, but the story refuses to die. Now, skeptics will tell you this is nothing but wild internet gossip, but others argue that rumors don't cling this tightly for decades, unless there's at least a kernel of truth. Anyways, this rumor didn't just appear out of thin air. It was actually stirred up by none other than controversial filmmaker Ulrike Grunewald. While working on a documentary about Meghan and Harry, Grunewald reportedly uncovered whispers of a hidden child, whispers that sent shockwaves through royal gossip circles. The buzz around the film was intense, with many expecting Meghan's supposed secret to finally be exposed. But when the documentary Harry, the Lost Prince was released, there was no mention of a secret daughter. Instead, it focused on Meghan and Harry's dramatic exit from the royal family. Still, that didn't stop the internet from running wild with speculation. Online sleuths began connecting the dots, with some pointing to a surprising figure, Meghan's own niece, Noelle Rasmussen. Now here's where it gets juicy. Noelle, who's currently 31, is the daughter of Meghan's estranged half-sister, Samantha Markle. But conspiracy theorists argue that Noelle isn't Samantha's daughter at all, that she's actually Meghan's. Now, of course, Meghan hasn't ignored these whispers. In fact, she even joked about them. During an episode of With Love Meghan on Netflix, she had a slip of the tongue while chatting with Chrissy Teigen. She mispronounced hawthorn flower as Hansworth. Chrissy, ever the quick wit, teased her by saying it sounded like the name of one of her kids. Meghan laughed and fired back, "My child you've never heard of." Then she added, almost slyly, "By the way, if I could have kept a secret like that, I mean, impressive." Now, was that just a throwaway joke or a cheeky acknowledgement of the rumors? Fans are divided. What we do know is that Meghan and Harry are the proud parents of 2 children, Prince Archie, now 6, and Princess Lilibet, who's 4. The couple has gone to great lengths to keep them away from the public eye. Meghan even admitted recently that being separated from them for a stretch left her not well. But here's the million-dollar question. If Meghan could hide 2 pregnancies from the world for as long as she did, is it really so impossible to think she could have hidden one more decades ago? And now, as the alleged daughter crosses into her 30s, the stakes have never been higher. Imagine the shockwaves if she suddenly stepped into the spotlight. What would that mean for Meghan Markle? The Duchess has spent years carefully curating the image of a trailblazing outsider, a woman who defied tradition and walked away from the monarchy on her own terms. But if even a fraction of these whispers is true, that entire narrative could collapse overnight. What once looked like a story of empowerment could suddenly transform into one of abandonment, secrecy, and betrayal. Meghan has always branded herself as a champion of authenticity and transparency, someone who is unafraid to speak her truth. But the shadow of this rumored past paints a far murkier picture. Sealed annulments, missing years that no one can explain, and a child allegedly raised in silence by another family. These aren't just internet theories, they're details that suggest a version of Meghan the public has never seen, and that version doesn't match the polished, media-savvy Duchess she presents today. What makes this even more unsettling is the nature of secrets. They rarely stay hidden forever, especially in a world where every fragment of a celebrity's past is dissected by millions of eyes online. History has a way of catching up, and when it does, the fallout can be brutal. If this supposed daughter were ever to come forward with her story, it wouldn't just make headlines, it could completely rewrite Meghan's legacy and redefine how the world sees her. And here's the chilling question. How much longer can Meghan maintain this carefully constructed facade before it all comes crashing down? So could Meghan Markle really be hiding the biggest secret of her life? Is there truly a daughter out there quietly watching as her mother becomes one of the most talked about women on the planet? Or is this all just another layer of royal rumor, spun to keep the spotlight firmly on the Duchess of Sussex? One thing is certain, the whispers aren't going away. In fact, with every passing year, the speculation only grows louder, and if this alleged daughter ever decides to step forward, Meghan's world could change in ways she never imagined. But here's the real twist. What if the truth is even bigger than anyone suspects? What if the missing pieces in Meghan's past hold secrets that could shake the entire royal narrative to its core? We may not have the answers just yet, but stay tuned, because when the truth finally surfaces, it won't just rewrite Meghan's story. It could send shockwaves through the royal family itself. Anyway, what do you think about this drama? Let me know your opinions in the comments. And don't forget to check out our other stories, Celeb Till. Next time, bye.